Look at this view. There is nothing here to complain about. We're in the Tonto National Forest, right above Roosevelt Lake down there at the bottom, surrounded by mountains. Off way behind us, we were originally going to camp. Just couldn't quite get there, but it's way on top of a hill overlooking huge snow-capped mountains. Off to the right, I'm hoping to hit tomorrow and hopefully get some nice sunrise photos of those mountains, because the sun's going to actually rise over there, so hopefully it shines some nice light on those mountains. But for now, after I got set up and ate, and I was just checking the area out, right out here is kind of a smaller mountain with big rocky cliff sides. Off to the right of it, we got larger mountains off in the distance with snow on them. So I kind of got it composed. Main focus is the smaller mountains in the front with the snow-capped mountains in the back. Nice moody clouds. So the sun's going to set down behind us at an angle, so hopefully it shines nice soft golden light this evening right on all those mountains. And hopefully the clouds kind of stay the way they are, so that sun can kind of shine down almost below them and hit those mountain sides. So I was actually going to start this video tomorrow, but after seeing all this and getting my camera set up and got the composition, I was like, I might as well start it now and carry on tomorrow. So right now we're going to sit, relax, enjoy our view, and come back this evening and make this image. All right, we're about 30 minutes from actual complete sunset. The original composition of that small mountain in the front with the snow-capped mountains in the back just ain't gonna work, because the sun is actually setting more directly at that small mountain, so there's really no shadows at all. It's just completely front lit. But I was just taking some shots. I didn't really have time to set the camera up and record, but the snow-capped mountains in the back is trying to get some light on them, or we're getting light on them. So it's just almost like a strip of light across with real moody skies above it. I'm gonna shoot some more of these snow-capped mountains in the distance, because there's still cool light getting thrown on them. So take some more of those, and then probably have to wait a little bit longer, not too much longer, and try to get a shot of these mountains in the distance. So let's go ahead and do that. I think we got those ones covered. Now it's just kind of a strip of light across it. I'm just kind of getting the same shot over and over. So out of one of those, we should be able to pull out a good one. So again, it's kind of a waiting game. I'll keep trying. I think we're pretty much done for this evening, because everything else, like the islands out there, they're dark. Everything else just seems to be broadly lit. So but yeah, I think it was a good evening for this. That's what's nice about having set up like this. All I had to do was walk right out my back door and I have all this to shoot. Took photos pretty much every direction. So tomorrow we're gonna head up. I'm actually just gonna take the road and go where we were gonna originally camp, and from here I can just see the peak of that big mountain in the back with the snow on it. So really looking forward to the morning. Hopefully it turns out, but until then, we'll see you at the top. anybody stop taking pictures. Well, one of my favorite photographers, Ansel Adams, once said, "You don't take a photograph, you make it." And it's a very true statement. When you stumble upon a scene, as a photographer, you usually don't, for the most part, you don't really just yank out your camera and snap, take the photo without thinking about it. We just stop, assess the scene, what exactly we want to convey with it. Look at the lighting, how the lighting's hit it. Is it good enough? What lens do we want to use to get the feel of the photograph? Do we want tight in? Do we want the whole landscape? Do we want sharpness from foreground to background? Or is there a certain subject we want to draw our attention to and adjust our depth of field from there? So there's a lot of different things that go into actually making a photograph and not just taking a photograph. So this morning I'll try to walk through a little bit more of what I'm going for and my settings and all that. So sun coming up over that lake nicely, got some clouds in the sky. As far as our mountains that we came for, it's pretty blue skies. There's not really any clouds. I was hoping for more, but I'm still gonna photograph them. I mean, we're in a good position. We got this big valley down in front of us with almost like rolling hills, spurs, and all those, and nice view of those snow-capped mountains. So lights they're just now starting to illuminate some, but not quite the light we need. So we're gonna sit by and wait some. This is turning out to be a very good morning. Turn this camera on, I got the 00 error. Oh no, I don't have another camera with me. It's down in the truck. But took the lens off and snapped it back on, and that was it. I don't think it was fully locked in, but again, just waiting for some of that light. It's starting to shine on those mountains right now, so I'm going to take some photos or make a photo. But right now, I'm shooting that. Oh, it just took a photo. One sec. Let me stop it. It's actually, I am shooting at f11. I'm probably taking one for the foreground too. 25 seconds. So I'm gonna take one of the foreground and the mountains. So I really want to try to get sharpness all the way through. And we are shooting at 7mm. So I'm gonna get a couple shots in, and we'll keep going through the morning. This is already starting to turn out nice, even though there's blue sky back there. But those hills in the front, nice and light. Yeah, this is gonna be nice. Actually, man, if we had some clouds above those mountains, this would have been better than I was expecting. It was about 2 miles up here or so, but it was just constant uphill. I'm like, oh my god, and it was never ending. But it was worth it. I really wish we could have got up here. The road's not that bad coming up. There's a couple of hairy spots, but going back now, it's just so steep. Trying to go back down with my truck, it's just too steep. I would have been riding my brakes the whole way. But the other day when we were over in after that last video, and I decided to go up to Mount Graham, we took that because of the weather. That area didn't work out very well. Like I said, we got up there Saturday at late afternoon. That's when the wind really picked up some, and then in the middle of the night, early morning Sunday, that's when we got those 40-45 mile an hour gusts. And it was just truck rocking and all that craziness. And then the rain came. Monday it just pretty much rained all day, on and off, and just stayed windy. Sunday or Tuesday, I was going to head out. I checked the weather the night before, and it was supposed to around 8:30 or so kind of start clearing up and things. But so I woke up at 6, still raining. It was raining on and off. The clouds were getting really thick. You can't even see the mountains anymore. You can't see more than 200 yards. They started getting snow up there, so I had to wait until later in the morning, and the sun came out. It was really nice. Clouds in the sky. I thought it was gonna be more overcast, so we made our way up the mountain, and it just seemed to get clearer and clearer, and then there was no clouds, and then it started snowing again. I was like, you know what, I'm done with this. I'm gonna hit the road. I was there for that area, I think, for 3 or 4 days, and I saw this national park with this big lake. So that's where we're at now. So that light's starting to hit those pretty nicely. So I'm gonna continue shooting, and I'm looking forward to these. So I'll be back. All right, this is turning out nicely. Trying to get some nice light in those mountains. I ended up bumping my ISO up to 200 just so I wasn't shooting too long. Now I bumped it down to 100. I went ahead and flipped my camera up, took a couple panoramas. I'm kind of keeping most of the sky out of photos since there's no clouds up there, no interest. But the foreground's looking nice and lit. Those spurs and those rolling hills and all that in the foreground, I'm really liking that. It gives depth through the photo. So I'm still shooting f11. Haven't had to take multiple shots. The stack, it's been nice and sharp all the way through, as far as I can tell in the back of the camera. But sorry, I don't know if I mentioned this before, that it always looks like the camera's looking up at me, because it is, because I lost about a foot on one of the legs. The very last section ended up giving out and fell out, so now I lost about a foot of height. I don't have this all the way up though. Oh, there we go. There's some more height. My center column wasn't all the way. Oh, good. I don't have this bend over. But once that sun starts coming up, it comes up quick. So we're slowly getting better and better light on these snow caps. So I'm gonna keep shooting as long as we can. Just real curious, if anybody knows, put in the comments, but why does it always get colder when the sun starts coming up? What I've looked up before, I think it has something to do with the cold air on the ground, and then when the sun comes up, that air starts kind of getting evaporated, I guess, and that cold air gets lifted up off the ground. But if somebody else knows better, put it in the comments below, please. But I'm still not ready to shoot this. I don't know, it just seems real hazy. But one thing I've been doing with this, I don't want to talk too long. We're getting real nice light, and once that sun car's coming up, it comes up quick. But I took some more vertical panoramas, but I like to do because I really like the long panoramas and really get a lot in. And I got one I took down over in Dover, England, some of the White Cliffs, where I think I took on vertical, and I took like 6 and ended up making a 20 by 80 photo, and it's one of my favorite photos from that trip. But light's getting too nice, I don't want it to go away, so I'm gonna keep on shooting. And I think these photographs we're making photographs are gonna come out really nice. So I'll be back. I've already taken some. Already shot some photos, but here over the lake, started getting even though I'm shooting in towards the sun, but right across you got these real low clouds just drifting right above the lake with that sun shining down through. Even though it's kind of shining to my lens a little bit, but I don't know, I just like how it added to it. So everything's kind of like the islands and mountains in the back are just kind of silhouettes almost, and you got these orange light just casting across these low drifting clouds. So I think those are coming out pretty well. Mountains behind me, I got what I could. Since there was no interest in the sky, I still shot f11 just to make sure I was good on that. I shoot f11 a lot. I should shoot more f8. It's probably the better part of the lens. But since there's very tiny little clouds above it, so I took some really tight shots, as tight as I could, and I can even crop them in to get rid of that sky, just get some details of that mountain. But the sun's really starting to beam towards us right now. But I'm going to stay up here. One thing I didn't get, I should have done before the light on these, when I was shooting the snow caps, before that light left these hillsides in front of me, I should have took out my 24-70 and got a bigger shot of the landscapes, because just the way the landscape was. So that's on me. Probably missed out on a couple photos doing that, but that's all right. We're still walking away with some nice photos. I just really wish this morning had clouds like we did yesterday. That would have been, oh my God, especially above these. Last night or yesterday, even these snow-capped mountains just had clouds just like wrapped around it. I was so tempted to walk up here some and just take some dark photos. Ended up clearing up last night, just stars all could be. I was so tempted to walk back here and shoot some astrophotography over those snow caps, but that's not. Coyotes came out last night. Sounded like they were right outside my truck. I tried to get record some of the sound. I just kind of stuck my phone right by the window. It's kind of, you can hear me moving around a little bit, but I did get some sounds of the coyotes, so I'll probably throw those up. But they're just fun to listen to. But all right, I'll keep shooting this, see if I can't come up with a few more images, and then we'll probably end up packing up and starting to start our way back. So as usual, we'll get back to it. it for this morning. Sun's finally come up. A little too high. I got some nice shots of those. There's some clouds rolling in, but just really super high clouds, and the sun's just too strong now. It's really shining in my face. But these clouds above the lake I was shooting into, they were just rolling so fast. Way off in the distance, we had those other mountains way in the distance, and as they were rolling in, kept exposing some of the peaks. So I was trying to, I don't know how those ones come out, but I just kind of like how those peaks were just poking through those clouds as they was rolling through. So, but on the other side, those mountains on the other side of the lake that I was shooting last night, that didn't turn out. And it just didn't light up the way I would have liked. But we're going to start packing up, head our way back down. It's going to be a lot easier walking down because it's all downhill. There's pretty much no uphill on the way down because it was just steady up the whole way. Can't even see the truck from here. But I'm thinking maybe later, because I think kind of shot everything I could around here. I may pull up my map and all that and try to find another location. Maybe drive way off in the distance over there. Let's turn this. The horizon's probably going to be all crooked, but I don't care. Yeah, it's all crooked. But way over there, it's kind of hard to see, but there's more off in the distance, some snow-capped mountains and all that. I just love snow-capped mountains. I think they're so cool. And I'm really crooked here. Straighten up. There we go. Now I'm straight. But, so, more than likely, I'll probably pack up truck or whatever and head out and drive further that way. The lake's really long. And see what other type of scenery we can run into. Maybe get a little closer to some of these mountains. Maybe this evening get some better sunset shots. And it's just such a beautiful area. There's just so much to see here. So, I'm pack up, head back down. Really looking forward to getting these things on the computer and see what we come up with. So, if you enjoyed it, if you would, if you'd like to, subscribe, like this video, comment. Like I say, comment if you know. If I explain the whole why it gets colder when the sun comes up, if I'm wrong, correct me. Or if you have a better explanation, I'd just like to know. I'll read it. I'll respond to it. I'm really curious the exact scientific reason. wasn't recording. Oh my.